We only took 2 trades this whole week, so it was a really slow week in my opinion. Today we got to see some decent opportunities in the market. If we look at our watch list here, we actually had 4 potential opportunities, but only one of them played out properly, which is going to be ANNA. So I'm going to break this trade down a little bit and why I liked it. The other ones, they didn't really do too well. They didn't close as high as I expected them to close. This one needed to close a little bit higher. It just didn't. And this other one as well, there's some resistance here. So we didn't take any of these 3 other trades, but we did take the ANNA trade here. So I'm going to break that one down, and I'm also going to break down the other trade that I am currently in. I didn't make a video about this one, but I did include it in my Discord here. If we look up above here, you'll see that this next trade was actually taken on Wednesday, I think it was. It was a nice little breakout. That's essentially what we're looking for, nice breakouts with aggressive green candles. And this is one of the 2 trades that I took this week. So I'm going to go over those 2. But before that, let's look at our spreadsheet here, and you'll notice that we're actually doing a little bit better. So we took an aggressive 6 or 7 trade losing streak here, which accumulated to a pretty massive loss. But just recently I started to really focus on the technicals and really only trade the setup that I'm looking for. So after analyzing the previous 7 losing trades here, I realized that a lot of them weren't even my actual setups. And just looking at the dates, you'll notice that I probably over traded, took more trades than I needed to take. A lot of them were not even appropriate trades. But recently, after that 7 losing streak, I started to focus more on the technicals and really mastering the setup here. And so far we only have 7 trades, and they're all doing really good. And I should mention this is very important here, because what you see is three winners and 2 losers. But if we look at TNGX, and I just want to put emphasis on this because a lot of you guys will probably look at this and think that I am not performing as good as I say I am, but TNGX, let's look at the Discord here, and I'll go over exactly why I bring this trade up specifically. If we look at March 9th here on the Discord group, on the Discord chat, you'll see that I closed 2 trades, one of them being BW and TNGX. But I do mention that TNGX was a mistake. I did not intend to exit this one today. I probably had a typo in the orders. And I did make a video on this one. I did touch a little bit on it. And I think what happened was that I essentially forgot to put a 0, I think it was. I'm not entirely sure. You should go back and check out that video if you can find it. But whatever the reason, I didn't even mean to exit out of this trade. And if we look at the chart right now, you'll see that the stock is just going up pretty consistently. Not only that, but I also still have the stop loss here, which is 1593. Let's go back to the group chat real quick here. So this was the day that I exited out of TNGX. But if we go up a little bit here, you'll see that my stop loss was set at 2593. No, that 2593. Yeah, so this is the mistake here. 2593 was the stop loss that I had in place. But my stop loss was actually at 1593. Now, I don't know why it took me out as soon as the market opened, because this is 2593. So I have no idea. The price hasn't even reached that area. So I don't know why it took me out, but it just happened to take me out pretty much as soon as the market opened. If we look at these screenshots here, you'll see that we closed that trade 1 minute after the market opened at a essentially break-even trade here. So considering that, if we look at our original stop loss here, it was right here, and the price never even touched that at all. Just to be clear, this would have been a profitable trade. As a matter of fact, we would have still been in this trade right now, trailing it like we usually do with all our trades, and never did the price ever touch any low of the previous candles. So typically what I do is move up my stop loss 1/16 under every candle, and as you can see here, no candle ever even touched the previous candle's low. So we would have still been probably around right here with our stop loss, and that would have been beautiful. We would have still been profiting from this trade right now. So just to be clear, this would have been a winning trade. As a matter of fact, we would have still been in this trade well above the $50 mark, probably around 2%, which would be around 100. We would have been up like around $100 right now. We would have essentially had 4 winning trades with 1 loser only after experiencing the 7 losses there. I'm just saying, just to clarify things, TNGX should have been a winner. As a matter of fact, it would have been a trade that we would have still been holding right now, putting us at essentially, well, 4 for 1. So 4 winners and one loser only. But let's go over the other trades here now that we cleared things up with that TNGX trade right there. So with that in mind, let's go over the next trade here and the trade that we took today, which was the ANNA trade. So next, what I'm looking for is a form of resistance that is broken with an aggressive green candle that closes relatively high, and then also with explosive volume. And that's exactly what we got here on Wednesday. We have some form of resistance right here in the blue line. And then we got the breakout of this resistance level with an aggressive green candle and explosive volume down here. So that's all we're looking for. As soon as we enter at the close of the day, so around The last 30 seconds of the day is when we enter the trade. Setting a market on close order is what it's called. And right away the next day we moved up to 811. So we probably moved up around 10%, but unfortunately we just came down and the price kind of closed, kind of gave us a reversal candle. But today it kind of did the same thing. We moved up back to these high levels over here, but we just came down here. But what I do with these trades is move up my stop loss. So originally my stop loss is at the 50% mark of the aggressive green candle, elephant candle. That's what I like to call it. So at the 50% mark would have been roughly around right here. And then right away the next day, as soon as that candle closes, if it hasn't hit our stop loss, we move up our stop loss 1/16 under that candle. And today the candle just closed. The market just closed about 30 minutes ago, and we did the same. So yesterday the stop loss was pretty much at break even, and today we moved it up just slightly above into the profit. So at this point, it's not a matter of are we going to make money or lose money? It's a matter of how much money are we going to make, since we do have the automatic sell order at this point, which is 706 right now. Hopefully tomorrow the price does move upward and we do see a higher high over here or a higher low, and we get to move up our stop loss well into the profit even more, and essentially do the same thing that we spoke about on the TNGX trade. So this is a common occurrence where the price just never touches the previous day's low and it just continues to grind up like this. So this is the ideal setup right here. Again, we should still be in this trade right now, but unfortunately we had a technical issue and I ended up just getting stopped out for some reason, even though I did not intend to do that. But this in my head is still considered a winner. But analyzing the next trade today, we moved up our stop loss to 706, and hopefully tomorrow again this price does move up in our direction and we do get to see more gains in this trade here. But as of right now, stop loss is pretty much guaranteeing us at least a couple of 10-20 bucks right here. But let's go over the ANA trade, which is the one that we took today. So something similar. The resistance was still pretty nice, although it did have little data. If we look back at the next trade, you'll see that the resistance goes back all the way to like 3 months ago, and the ANA trade only goes back to, let's see, a couple of days ago actually. So not a lot of data here to back us up, but it was still some form of resistance that was broken. If you want to include these down here, maybe even move up your resistance level. If you don't count the wicks, it'll be something like this. But I do count the wicks, so in this case it would look something like this. And same thing we're looking for, explosive green candle that breaks some form of resistance combined with explosive volume, which we do have down here. As you can see, it pretty much pales in comparison to these smaller ones over here, or I should say these small ones pale in comparison to this aggressive green spike in volume that we saw today. So this is a really nice, beautiful setup here that we got today. And like I said, the stop loss goes at the 50% mark of the aggressive candle, so we already have that in place, which is 5.53. We're targeting around 75% in profit, so that would be somewhere around the 13 mark over here. Although that doesn't happen too often. Typically what happens is we move up our stop loss and we just get stopped out inside the profit just because we use a trailing method. So that's typically what happens. That's where I find my success the majority of the times. Probably one trade out of 10 you'll actually get to hit your profit target, but the majority of the time you'll just be getting stopped out in the profit using a profit trailing method. So that's where I'm at today. The ANA trade was a brand new trade today that we posted on the Discord an hour before the market closed. And if you're interested in joining, go ahead and check the link out. It is down below in the description, completely for free. I do also have the breakdown of the strategy here, a simplified version, and then also a deeper dive right here, a quick little description, an example of the strategy if you like, a clear example of what the setup looks like on a chart. Here it is. And I should also mention that this is a work in progress, so every trade that I put on right now, I am using that data to analyze the strategy here and improving that strategy as the days go on. So hence why I have this spreadsheet here. I do gather a lot of data over here on the right side that helps me determine what it's actually working or what is not working. And I use that data to improve the strategy, make adjustments, make small tweaks. So just keep that in mind. This will only work as a foundation to get you guys started, but you'll definitely need to do some work on your part. I do have an older version here, and then as you can see, we have the modern 2.0 version here of the strategy. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in the watch list here, which is probably the emphasis of the Discord, go ahead and join. If not, just leave a like, comment, subscribe on this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay focused, you guys.